Oh, dreadfully sorry. I simply didn't see you.
Joy Lab.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Lehman, the Speaking Confidence Coach. I help introverts communicate with confidence without changing your introvert nature so you can thrive in leadership, in relationships, and in the workplace. Have you ever sat in a meeting, classroom, networking event, or group conversation and realized the loudest people seem to get the most attention all the time? This happened to me just last week. I'm in a group training Zoom, and the moderators always call on the same two people. The same two people do all the jumping in to talk and contribute first to the questions. I hate that. Stay to the end to find out what I do about it. Has this happened to you? The outgoing people are talking, and meanwhile, you have ideas, good ideas. But by the time you think them through, the conversation has moved on. And maybe you start wondering, am I doing this wrong? Should I be talking more? Do people think I don't have opinions? Today, I want to talk about something I think many introverts quietly experience: feeling invisible. Because there's a difference between being quiet and being overlooked. And unfortunately, our culture sometimes confuses contribution with volume. So let's talk about it. I have 3 points to discuss with you. Point 1, the problem, we confuse participation with performance. Many environments reward speed. Raise your hand quickly, speak immediately, brainstorm out loud, jump into the discussion, be visible. And while there's nothing wrong with that, those behaviors tend to favor people who process externally. But introverts often process internally. We think before we speak. We connect ideas. We refine. We ask ourselves, do I really mean this? Is this helpful? Can I say this clearly? Now, that doesn't mean we're disengaged. It means our minds are working differently. But when participation gets measured only by who talks first, quiet people start believing their style is a problem. I've heard versions of this over and over. You're so quiet. You must not have an opinion. I never know what you're thinking. Maybe you've heard those too. But quiet doesn't mean empty. Quiet doesn't mean disengaged. Quiet often means processing. Point 2, why this becomes a problem. When thoughtful people feel invisible long enough, something starts to happen. You stop trusting yourself. You rush your ideas. You force yourself to speak before you're ready. Or you stop contributing entirely. And this is where I want to say something important. I'm not advocating for never speaking up. That's not what I teach. Speaking up matters. Communication matters. Visibility matters. But there's a difference between learning communication skills and believing your personality needs fixing. You do not need to become the loudest person in the room. You do not need to speak constantly. You do not need to perform extroversion. You need strategies. You need confidence. You need ways to communicate that work with your brain instead of against it. Because contribution is not measured by airtime. Sometimes the most powerful sentence in the meeting is the one spoken after everyone has finished talking. Before I share the third strategy, please take a moment to click like and subscribe. It helps more quiet professionals find their voice by finding my YouTube videos. And if what I'm saying resonates with you, look below for resources. Let's work together, because becoming an introvert who can confidently speak up is the most effective way to build stronger relationships, earn respect at work, and share your ideas where they matter most. Point 3, how to speak up without becoming someone else. So if participation doesn't have to mean talking constantly, what does it look like? Here are 4 things to try. First, prepare 1 thought before the meeting, not 10, 1. You don't need to dominate. You just need 1 intentional contribution. Get the agenda ahead of time. Be ready. Second, use writing strategically. Send a follow-up. I know you already are composing the email during the meeting. Well, you can share ideas in the chat and you can offer thoughts afterwards. Writing does count. Third, look for smaller moments. You don't always have to speak to the whole room. Sometimes influence starts one-on-one. And fourth, redefine success. Success isn't, I talk the most. Success is, my ideas were understood. Now that's different. And when you start measuring contribution instead of volume, everything changes. Remember that Zoom training meeting I spoke about at the beginning of this video? The one where the same 2 people raised their hand constantly and were called on to speak for the entire meeting? Okay, that's a leadership issue. That happens when people running the event are not aware of introvert abilities and introvert needs. After last week's training meeting, I sent a message to the leaders. Okay, quite frankly, I was annoyed. Yet I was polite. I needed to speak up. I said, quote, as an introvert, I am very sensitive to when more outgoing people dominate the conversation. Please make sure that other people who may need more direct encouragement also get to participate by speaking up in the main sessions. Thank you. That was it, quote, unquote. We had the next training meeting this very morning. I actually wrote down every participant's name because you know me, I think in charts and lists. And then I crossed people off every time they had a chance to speak up. Now, if you remember, last week, only the same 2 people spoke. This time, out of 18 participants, 17 had an opportunity to speak. Excellent improvement. And I see the leadership making an effort. So here's what I want you to remember. You are not invisible because you are quiet. You are not less capable because you think before speaking. You do not need to become louder, but you do need to learn how to share your ideas confidently. And that's a skill, one you can build. And I'd love to help you with that. I'm Tanya Lehman. You are valuable. You can speak up.
Joy Lab. Learning done right.
Learn more with Joy Lab. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Visit us at www.joylab.biz. Thank you.